Hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
How's everything been since the last time we spoke?
It's been good.
You look so cute. Come on, fresh haircut.
Me? Oh, yes, I just got a haircut today.
Okay. Had the camera on. Listen.
Okay. I'm not shuttling children around today, so the camera can be on.
Love that. Love that.
And you look cute too.
Thank you. I started
Poppin'.
looking at my YouTube playbacks and I was like, you know what? Let me start putting on makeup.
So now the rest of us are just gonna look crazy in the YouTube playbacks?
Just y'all. But hey, I tag y'all though. I drop your socials. That's something new I've started doing. It's like I'll have like your little profile picture and stuff like when you come on. So that's cute and new. Do you guys ever watch the playbacks like on YouTube?
I do.
You do?
Sometimes I need a little refresher.
Yay! Okay. I'm like, who uses the things? Are we using the website? The Discord is, come hell or high water. I'm like, should I let everybody be in the Discord and then just have special places for ICI? Would that make it more poppin'? If it was like general admission and y'all are just in the VIP, like, let me know.
I feel like the Discord should be for the ICI members, even though we struggle with being.
Yeah, I like
you don't use it.
I like feeling special. even though I'm a slacker, I'm trying. I take copious notes during these, so I don't usually go back to the replay, but I do go over my notes even if I'm not getting my homework done. So
yeah, I mean, and that's why I wanted to chill out with the homework and everything and make like these sessions like implementation sessions where I'm like talking to you guys about like, is this making sense, and like actually workshopping your bios with you and stuff like that. So I've enjoyed January. How have you guys enjoyed January? Have you felt like a change in our weekly sessions so far?
I mean, I've been slacking. I'm gonna be very honest about that. But like a note, I've like see the rebrand. I like where you're going. Not that my opinion matters, but
it matters so much. Are you kidding? You guys are VIP. Like, you know how I keep talking to you guys about building communities? You're my community. You're my fan club. Okay? Like, I'm like, okay, I'm about to have y'all vote on my profile picture because I don't have like the actual things back yet. That's how the fuck I'm gonna get y'all on Discord, is I'm about to make you guys my marketing managers.
okay.
And start having you guys vote on stuff for me.
I'm down to vote.
Yes. But no, okay. Love to hear that. Thank you, friend. I appreciate the feedback.
You're welcome.
I'm enjoying January. I feel like January is going really well. It's just emotionally a very hard time right now. I think for everybody, it goes without saying. So I literally spent the last 5 days feeling like, why am I doing any of this with the world? And then with the whole TikTok change, going from having, like 2,500 views on a video a couple weeks ago that was like, finally something's moving, to and getting new followers and getting people engaging, to I think my post from yesterday is sitting at 27.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, TikTok
did something to TikTok.
They're reworking the algorithm based on only US viewership and all that stuff. Even though like TikTok is my biggest, where I get discovered the most, I'm wrestling with deleting.
I haven't seen you all week. I haven't posted anything. And then, okay. But like 2-3 weeks ago, like you were in my FYP, like nonstop. It was Robin. It was awesome, But like people that always comment, that always have something to say or a like, or that are like really dedicated followers of mine, aren't seeing anything this week. So
yeah,
I hope they put it back, because it's really bad.
They're not
like
going
I posted
to.
something and it was at 0 for like hours. I was like, "This not even possible. How no one can see this post."
Well,
Same,
that
same
I've
stuff has been
saw
happening to me.
yeah, I've saw a post that's happening to everybody across the board, even like the big creators. Now since they were acquired by a US company, it's kind of like
It's about to be what all of these other apps were. The real thing is that like way too many people were able to connect with their target audience, which helped so many small business owners, helped so many people step away from the workforce and be able to do like what I'm doing and all of this stuff. Like you guys would have never found me, like a lot of people found me on TikTok and stuff. So hold on, Nate is asking how he joins. Let me send him the thing. But that's really why they wanted to change all of this and everything to begin with. It was all very much a plan, very, very strategic. And that's why, as soon as it became US based, like the United States is one big LLC. And so it's all about like rules for thee, not for me. The wealthy need to stay wealthy. You guys need to stay in your place and need us, right? Like they don't even want customers anymore. They want consumers. Like our opinions and stuff don't matter. When you're a customer, your opinion matters. Like, because people will stop using your product. Consumers, we just are, whatever you give us, we're taking, we're consuming. That's so. Yeah, late stage capitalism. Me and my husband talk about it too much, which is why I have so much to say. But never talk about this in my content or anything.
You are literally preaching to the choir. Like, we cannot get on this tangent because I will go off on the conspiracy of how they're keeping us all muzzled. Yeah. So my daughter's yelling from the other room. My 19-year-old. They
They are. Yeah, no. So that's what's up with TikTok. But I mean, listen, we're all in this together. These apps come and go, which is why I preach about having ownership over your audience. I preach about being on multiple platforms, giving people a different way to connect to you. Because at the end of the day, if you have a fan base, if they don't see you on their FYP or whatever, they're checking for you. They're going to your profile to be like, why haven't I seen some of their stuff lately? And they're like searching you out, right? And so that's the goal. That's why we want to build a fan base that's checking for us. Hi, Nate.
What's up?
How are you?
I am well rested today.
what a gift.
I'm
What is
well
going
rested
on?
today.
It's Grammy week. Has
It
it
is Grammy
started
week. I
or
was
not?
just talking to a manager and I said, Grammy week will really make you feel like an executive for real. Like it's really crazy.
You didn't feel like an executive before, only Grammy week.
It's like every time I'm in Grammy week, I really feel like I'm living in my best like Palm Pilot BlackBerry life. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll pencil you in.
For
No, it's all good.
real.
I'm in the hotel right now. I'm trying to get some work done today, so a little low key day for me. No events or anything, but it's good.
Yay. Well, I appreciate you making time for us, my friend.
Yes, of course, anytime.
Alrighty, so this is our final session of January's monthly mission, which is fine. So Nate, I don't know if you've peeped my rebrands, but
I
baby
did peep
has.
it. I peeped it yesterday, actually.
You peeped it? Oh my gosh, thank you. So this year I have rebranded and I have gone from like being freelancer consultant to agency, and I am doing the fan base growth system. So I'm helping artists go from invisible to discovered to supported by using my 5Fs framework, which is like find, funnel, fan, fund, forever. I know it's a lot of Fs. But this month we were focusing on find, and we were focusing on just kind of discovery and leading into visibility and all of that. So this conversation is not about like being label ready or anything, but I just want them to have understanding and clarity about what actually works in the real world, And I have seen you take virtually unknown artists and go to like having the number one song in the country and breaking records. So who better to talk about this with than you, my friend?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have a bio? Can you I didn't get that from you, but Do you want to
No,
do?
and you might have asked for it. I'm so sorry. The last probably week has been insane, but there is a bio. It needs updating now. But I guess I should just talk about myself a little bit.
Yeah, give us
Um,
like a little spiel on your background and what you do.
yeah, for sure. So, I won't bore you too much, everybody, but I
They're not
currently
bored. They're locked in.
I currently work as the VP of marketing at Empire and also head of marketing for Shaboozie's label American Dogwood.
Oh, we
Uh,
got two jobs. Oh, I didn't
I have,
know.
I have two jobs.
Oh, it's official. Okay.
And that's why it's been crazy. But I've been with Empire for about 4.5 years. I've been with Shaboozie's team for about 3.5 years. And marketing is great. I can talk all about that. But before I had a marketing life, or I also did marketing at Columbia Records, which Jazz has talked about with Lil Nas X and it was the what was formerly known as the urban marketing team post George Floyd and the 2020 protests. A lot of record labels ripped the naming up for known reasons. So the department no longer exists as urban marketing, but it was in charge of black music. So Beyonce, John Legend, Lil Nas X, Chloe and Halle, Pharrell, et cetera, et cetera. In my life before marketing, I was a PR and publicity communications assistant and coordinator at Warner Records. That's where I started my career, was at Warner here in LA.
Did
I
you
did
hate
that
it?
for what's up?
Or did you hate it? Which one do you like more, PR or marketing?
I I have a respect for PR. Publicists work really hard. They are often unsung heroes. That
Mm,
being said, I would never go back to PR. I would never go back to PR, but
heard.
I work with a lot of really great publicists. I love the work that they do. I have a great appreciation for it. I have an appreciation for it in my career because it made me think a little bit different as a marketer. And is jazz, where I'm not looking at what are the traditional, maybe tried and true measures. How can we create it? What's different? What have fans not seen before? What are other avenues outside of the music that we're connecting to? What are the touch points? Those are all the things I'm thinking about. And my colleagues think about those things too. It's through a different framework, especially because marketing usually includes spending marketing dollars. And as a publicist, oftentimes you don't have a budget. And so
Right.
using
You're
that
trying to make it
mindset
shake
as a
with nothing.
marketer, and knowing that, I might not have money, especially being at Empire, our budgets are smaller. So, and when I say smaller, I'm talking about I was going from multi-millions at Columbia to 15K all in at Empire. And sometimes sometimes it's not even 15K, sometimes it's a straight up and down distro deal and there's no funds. So you really
Yeah.
have to get creative on how to access your audience, really get creative on what can you do as yourself. And so I have an appreciation for PR for sure, but I do enjoy my new life in marketing.
Love that. Well, I'm really happy that you're here. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Um, I let's get into it. Let's get into the conversation for today. So today isn't about like listen to the label guy, but it's really about like borrowing your lens, so that we can see our own positions more clearly. Just like you said, you had the multi-million dollar labels and but you've also worked with zero budget, right? And had to get it out the mud with nothing. So I think that perspective is really, really important, especially for, my community, which is independent artists. So first question, when a new artist first comes across your desk, what are you actually looking for?
Great question. It honestly depends. It really depends. By the time it gets to me in my life, or actually, I'll speak about it in two ways. So I don't freelance anymore. I used to. I would love
Oh,
to
I
get.
didn't know that.
I would love to get back to freelancing. It's so fun. Um, but I don't anymore. But that being said, I've had people reach out to me because they look at my resume, they've heard about me, whether they word of mouth, whatever, and they've tried to just be like, oh, I think you'd be good for so and so artist. At that stage, I'm really looking for where can I add value? Um, so what do you already have going on as an artist? Are you doing anything? Are you starting from scratch? Usually I won't even entertain something if there's nothing going on. You have to kind of like, in my philosophy personally as an executive is I can't work harder than you.
Talk
So
about it.
as an artist, like I'm willing to work just as hard as you are, but you have to be kind of the driving force. So if I'm with an artist and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do, I need you to figure it out. I need you to have a game plan. Once you have a game plan, I'm ready to tap in. You know what I mean? If you come to me and you say, well, I'm choosing between two things, it doesn't even know, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I talk to artists and it's not all the way there, but they have point A and they have point Z, and they're not sure about the in the middle. That's fine. We can work out the middle together. But you
Right.
have
But
a starting
at
point.
least you know where you are and at least you know where you want to go, right? And where you
Exactly.
want to go isn't
Exactly.
like number one on blah blah like some unrealistic thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I look for when I'm approached for freelancing is what's going on when in my official capacity, I don't have the same liberties. Usually they're just assigned to me. I have a little bit more flexibility now in what I take on, but that being said, what I'm looking for is what are we doing? What's the music sound like? You know what I mean? Let's start there. Is it
Mhm.
a Are we working with just singles for now? Are you working on an EP? Are you working on an album? Are we not working on that?
And
Are you
if we're not,
touring right
why
now?
not?
Are you touring right now? Are you doing shows? Are you doing pop-ups? Are you busking? Um, is there a merch part of your business? Do you have visuals? Do you want to do videos? Have you just not had the right creative partner? Those are all the kind of things I'm trying to figure out because I'm trying to figure out where do I have to tap in? I'm not, it's less of where can I provide value, because this is my official capacity. It's more about what can we do to make this work? And I need to know all the pieces. I need to be like your boyfriend, literally. And I really say that. Same with publicity. It's like I need to be your boyfriend. I don't
Hmm.
care if you have a boyfriend. I don't care if you have a husband. I'm your new one because I got
Hmm.
to be on all your business in order to help you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I got to know what is going on. Um, what are we worried about? What can I do to help the train get up to speed? So that's really what I'm looking for, and that's what I ask first is what's the music look like and what's the rest of the business look like?
Yeah.
Is there a rest of the business? There might not be, and that's cool too. But I have to ask these questions just so I know what I'm working with. Once I have a grasp on what I'm working with, then I can actually go forth and propose a plan. Because I can say,
Yeah.
oh, cool, you already have shows, or you're already doing this. Cool, I can tap in with college campuses. Cool, we can paper the city. We can do posters. Cool, we can do surprise pop-up performances. I mean, even like Kelly Clarkson, like a year ago, was doing pop-up performances around LA for her album
Yeah.
with an iPhone and a dream. And she's Kelly Clarkson. So if Kelly Clarkson can do that,
Right.
anyone can do that.
Come on now.
And I look at all these things too. I look at what Kelly Clarkson does. I've been following the rollout for Ray's new album like a hawk
Mm.
for the last 6 months. I think it's the most genius thing I've ever seen, and it's so different and it's exciting. And it probably hasn't. I mean, they spent a lot of money on this main song, but the rest of it is really organic, and it
Mm.
makes me as a fan really excited. So I want to make sure that I'm helping my artists have those same feelings. Like I want them to be excited on what's happening. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, she's been touring new music for the last 6 months, and she just announced the album last week.
Right.
That's
That's
exciting to
crazy.
me.
Yeah.
It's different and it's a risk. It's a different, it's a risk, but as an artist and as executive, you can't be afraid to take some of those risks when you really believe in something. So
Yeah.
that's my long-winded answer of kind of how I get started with people.
It's a good answer. So, what tells you that an artist understands who they are versus like they're still searching?
Great question. Well, I'll talk about Shabuzi. I'm pretty confident that he knows who he is now. When I met him, he did not know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
And he had already been putting out music for a while at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And when I met him, he had released it's always been kind of the same kind of music. I would say it's definitely like hip hop influenced country, hip hop and
Mm-hmm.
R&B influenced country. It's definitely a meld of genres. But at the time I met him, he wasn't sure if he really wanted to go um, the hip hop route, the rap route, or if he wanted to go to the country route. And he said, I really just don't feel like a country artist. And I said, can you tell me what a country artist feels like? I'll wait. Like, what does a rap artist feel like? Like, I'll wait. You're looking at these external forms of validation to tell you how you should feel about being a certain type of artist. And calling a spade, you don't relate to the white people. And so you don't feel like a country artist. And that's fine. There is space for you though. So the agreement that me and the rest of the team had with him is we're going to package this as country. You don't need to change anything. You do what you're doing, but we are going to
Mhm.
change the wrapping paper from rap, which is what it was. If you go on DSPs and look at his old albums, they were rap and hip hop genres tagged as such. We
Mhm.
changed literally nothing. We just changed the wrapping paper. We said we're going to be country. And let's
So
just see where
he
it
had
gets
been
us.
doing this style of music for years and
We've been doing
calling
it
it
for years
rap,
and calling it
and then
rap.
you repackaged it as country and innovative, top of the charts.
It's
Like,
just it's literally it's the difference is it's like there's not really there's so many rappers and there's so much hip hop out there, and I really feel like we're in a zone where it's like there's not really an appetite for what he was doing in the rap space.
mm,
In light of what Post Malone is doing, in light of even what Morgan Wallen does,
Jelly Roll.
In light of Beyonce, Jelly Roll, there is an appetite for differences in country music. They won't say it, but there is.
Hmm.
Um, and at the bare minimum, it's different, and so you'll get attention. And so all we did was just repackage it. He still probably would say that he doesn't feel like a country artist, but he's really embraced the country audience.
Hmm.
Like we stay going to Nashville, he stays meeting people where he's at. I think he can do a lot more, but he stopped doubting himself in the country space. And he still loves rap. He still loves rap. We just listened
Listen,
to the new
don't
album
lose
yesterday.
who you are, where you came from.
I
Don't forget
mean,
that
there
part.
is a straight up and down rap song on his new album that we listened to yesterday. Um,
Oh, come on. You
that's
gotta tease the
okay.
new music.
That's okay. Coming soon. But I use him as an example because he really didn't know. He was lost.
Hmm.
The music was good, but he didn't really feel confident in like putting his flag down in the sand and saying this is who I am. I would say
Yeah.
now he is. But then you find artists who 100% know who they are, like
Yeah.
from the jump. Um, I mean, you look at, I've worked with a number of them for sure, some who are further along in their careers. So obviously with time comes a little bit more confidence. But you look at people like Billie Eilish 6 years ago, she knew exactly who she was 6 years ago. And she was like 18, 17.
Right. She was like 15, or
Yeah,
I don't know. She's been
she was
doing music
really,
since
really
she was
young, and
4.
she hasn't really strayed from who she is and what she's been presenting. So you have artists who know
She just
who they are,
repackages
and
it.
that's a gift. That's a gift. If you have an artist who knows exactly who they are and what they want to do, what a gift.
Yeah.
You've done all the work already.
Yeah. So is that the kind of clarity that gets attention before numbers matter?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Especially because numbers do matter, especially at the label level. But a lot of us will still say, like, hey, like, it's still about passion. It could be
Yeah.
doing 100 gazillion streams, but like, I don't feel good about the music. It doesn't move me, right? But you have an artist who's 100% in their conviction, like this is what they do. They have a great live show or whatever. Like I have an artist right now who's in New Zealand. They're very small. They're incredible live. They're
Hmm.
incredible, incredible live. And
When you
so,
say very small, what is that?
oh,
To
their audience is, I think we've grown it now. So I think maybe they have 20,000 now on Instagram or something. I have to double check. But when I met them, it was like 1,500. It was like less than I
Mhm.
have, and I'm not famous. Um, And we've been building it slowly by surely. It's like we did a bunch of live sessions. We recorded the live sessions. We didn't use a lot of budget to do it. Uh,
Hmm.
they're in New Zealand, so everything's much cheaper to do things out there, produce things out there.
Oh, nice.
Um, I mean, we've done full music videos like with edits and everything for like $1,500 that look just as good as the stuff we do here
For
in New Zealand.
25K.
Yeah, yeah, no, really, for real. And so I've been really blessed to be able to work with people where the dollar goes a little further.
Hmm.
But they're also baby, and we're not interested in trying to jump the gun and get them mega famous, right? We're trying to build a sustainable business, a sustainable stream of income for them. And also because they're small, it's like this is the time to meet them where they're at. So it's things like I know you've talked about like the broadcast channels and things like that. Like meet your friends where your friends, your fans where they're at. Maybe they are your friends. You know what I mean? Create
Right?
those special pieces of community, right? Especially in New Zealand, like it's such a small place compared to, the United States and many other countries.
Yeah.
Um, So it's like we've done a lot of home turf things too. So it's like obviously I'm not in New Zealand, and so I'm limited in what I can do. But they
Right.
have it's four of them in a band, and their manager I talk to a couple times a week, and he just makes sure that we're aligned, and then whatever I can't do from out here, that he can go forth and do in New Zealand. Um, but small. But again, their super for me, their superpower is their live performance. So I literally, when I saw
Yeah.
them live, I said, "We need to record this."
Hmm.
Record it immediately and put it online. And we don't need to spend any money. You can literally use your iPhone
Right.
and put it online. And and they started doing that. And they did a few other things. And so we've slowly over the last year or so been
So
building
that
that
was just like a repeatable series. So in the last year, they
easy.
went from like 1,500 to 20K
Yeah, I
from
need to
just
actually check.
doing repeatable performance series.
Performance series. Like every song drop that we had, it was paired with a live performance.
Yeah.
It was like the song is nice. Can you perform it live? Thanks.
Yeah.
Because really, I mean, they sound better. They sound good on the record, but they sound really good live.
And
And,
that's
and
like a
because they're in New
superpower.
Zealand, it's like cool. Like you're in such a far place in the globe. So then the content that we're shooting, literally on iPhone, we can then take and seed it out to our partners. So other people can see them. Anyone who's not in New Zealand can still see you on Instagram. They can still see you
Right.
on TikTok. They can still see you on YouTube Shorts. They can still
Hmm.
see you on Spotify. So it's like I'm taking something that I think is really special that not everyone can experience yet because we're just not there, and
Hmm.
we're capturing it and we're putting it out there. So it's not even really highly produced content. It's not special shorts. It's literally just them jamming out the way that they do, and me being like, "You're doing amazing, sweetie," and
The mom with the phone.
yeah, no,
Keep
literally.
going.
And it works because it's like their fans are like, oh my God, they're so good, and that creates a narrative. And then
Yeah.
I really believe this is not what you asked, but I believe that if you are an artist who can do shows, you'll have a career forever. It doesn't matter what the shows
Yes.
are. It doesn't matter how
Yes.
big the shows are, but as long as you can do shows and pop-ups and things like that, you will always have a career and you'll always do well. There are a lot of people who can't perform. And then now they're stuck because they have to do things online and they can't go meet people live because they suck or they don't sound good
Hmm.
or they're mean or whatever. So if you can tour and you can meet your fans, that's where you make fans is live.
Hmm.
We've all been to a show where you leave and you're like, damn,
Didn't
like
know who they were, but I'm following them
I
now.
didn't know who they were or I didn't know they were that good. We've also been to shows where it's like, ooh,
Right.
yikes.
Ooh, that opener. Ooh, that, yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't want to do that either. So I think their superpower is, and they know who they are too.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of figuring it out how they are in the modern day context because, boy bands, not like the One Directions of the world, but like
Right.
playing
Actual
the
like
actual
American Rejects, Green Day, like
like
bands,
bands,
bands.
bands,
Yeah.
bands. Um, it's not as much of a thing these days, and so it's kind of figuring out like what the appetite is outside of where they're at, but we're still figuring it out. And again, it's like we're not trying to make them mega famous. We're trying to build a sustainable business and career for them. So it's like, and you don't need to be mega famous to make money. You don't.
Talk about it. Talk
You
about it.
don't. You
Talk
don't. And Fame the Trap, we can talk about that too.
Nate. No, for real. And I love this because that really mirrors like what we've been doing all month long because I have been trying to get them, the clarity comes before momentum. So you saying that, knowing who you are as an artist is what gets attention before numbers matter. And then, the numbers, of course, they'll come, it'll come, right? But it's like,
Yeah,
that's what attracts the fan base is just being very clear on who you are as an artist, who you
exactly.
make music for, and then serving it consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah, love
And
that.
listen, there's more than enough money out here for all of us. We don't,
Period.
you know what I
There is
mean? Like,
more than enough. Like, listen,
there's way more than enough. But yeah, if an artist
after,
knows who they are, it's a blessing. That's what gets me excited. When you're excited about what you do, oh, now I'm excited because
right.
now we can have some fun.
Exactly. Because you're just a little bit more down to do stuff. Okay, so let's transition. Let's talk about early visibility and positioning. Before I go there, ICI, how are we doing? We clocked in, we locked in. Nate, you got the chat open. I don't know if people are saying
Oh, I saw.
anything.
Let's see. So who wants to be famous? Not me. I'll be like Cardi B arguing with y'all on the internet. Do not give me fame, please.
Don't. No. Marketing is so important. Dear God, I hope the appetite is there. But no, Nashville won't admit it. Oh, yeah. Talking
Yeah,
about
Nashville's a tough place.
mm,
Nashville's a tough place.
yeah. Nashville's a tough place. We'll leave it there. Okay, so what makes an artist stand out early before they scale? Like visibility wise, not just like clarity and everything, but like, I know you're not an A&R, you're in marketing, but still, I know you know how to find people too. Like if you find someone, you're bringing them, in.
Oh yeah, 100%. And the people who I've brought in, going back to what I was just saying, are people I've seen opening for other shows. I'm like, I literally have been at shows for, I mean, whoever, and their openers there. I've never heard of them. I'm Shazamming. I'm like, okay, who is this? And then I literally go to Apple Music, and I'm like, are they signed? Like, who is doing the distribution? And then it's like Nate LLC, and I'm like, okay, cool, you're not signed. You
Like,
know what I
okay,
mean?
great, you're open.
Like, you're not signed, amazing. I can send that in.
Yeah.
I mean, you can send it anything. I can send it anything. It's just more complicated legally. But
Mhm.
I'm looking at I look at the live show a lot. I'm not really on the internet looking for. I'm not looking for any sort of talent because it's not my department. But when I do find things, it's usually the live show
Mhm.
because to me, it's like okay, you can perform, you can hold an audience. I'm looking when I go to shows, and it's like cool. This room was empty. You played one and a half songs, now the room's full. Everyone turned around at the bar. It's like
Right.
that to me is like, okay, cool, noted.
Yeah.
And the music's good. I'm like, oh, cool. I like the music. You can
Yeah.
sing, you can rap, you can dance, maybe. So that's really what I am like. What does the package look like? I feel like the live performance for me is looking at you in the most raw, like full package. What do you have to offer an audience? So
Mhm.
that's usually what I'm looking for, or what I usually gains my attention the
Mhm.
most. Because I'm not impressed by numbers. It's not my, I
Right.
mean, we should be. We're all trained to be that way. They tell you that numbers are everything. Numbers are something, I guess.
They're fake, Nate. They're
Numbers,
fake.
numbers are not, don't make me passionate. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
so many amazing artists out here who have no numbers, but I would, put them near the top of my list.
Because that can change
Yeah.
like
You can
overnight.
always
And
you can
we've
always
seen
change
it so
that.
many times.
You can
It's,
always change that.
yeah. So, what mistakes do artists make when trying to be seen?
Antics. Um, I feel like it's the authenticity aspect. Like you're doing something that's inauthentic to who you are, your brand that you've built, in order to get attention. I think it's just the social media world that we live in. That's my opinion. Um, I just think, not that you're doing negative things or anything like scandalous or like that. It's just not aligned with who you are as an artist. And I feel like
Hmm.
in order to get views, um, but views an artist does not make, and
Hmm.
views a career does not make. Those numbers, I've seen people who have incredible numbers on Instagram and TikTok who can't sell tickets,
Mm.
who have incredible numbers on Instagram and TikTok who
Hmm.
have no streaming, no sales.
Talk about it.
But they got the numbers, they got millions on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Uh,
why do you think that is? They're just not able to make that IRL connection. Like,
it's like why like I saw an article and I hate quoting things without proper context, so I apologize if I find it. I will send it through to you, Jazz, so you can share it. But it was an
okay.
article talking about how TikTok is the number one discovery platform, but TikTok does not lead to people streaming the music.
Oh, I saw that. YouTube does.
So they're hearing your sound, but they're not leaving the platform to go stream it out wherever else. YouTube
Right.
is though.
Yeah.
Um, and I will find the article and so I can properly credit it. But um, I was like, damn, like it actually makes a lot of sense. It actually makes a lot of sense when you put it like that, but it's like it's crazy because it's the number one discovery platform. But if people
Right.
are leaving the platform to go do nothing with it and buy your
Who cares
record,
if they
and
discovered you? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it after this. I can't. It was a while ago, but it wouldn't. It shouldn't be that hard to find. I think it was like a Billboard article or something like that. But I'll take a look and try and find it and share it for sure.
Got you.
But that being said, it's like, you're doing all this stuff online for views and content and likes, and it's not translating. So how can we get things to translate?
Yeah.
That's the million-dollar question, and I don't always have the answer.
Right.
You know what I mean? I
Right.
don't always
It
have the
might
answer.
be a trial and error to figure it out, but yeah.
And all that glitters is not gold. Some of this stuff is definitely optics. So at a high level, a good example I like to tell people is SNL is one of the worst TV shows to go on for translating your music to sales.
Hmm.
Usually by the time you've made it to SNL, you've already built in your audience. You're not really, people know who you are at some level. Maybe they don't, but it's not really introducing a new audience. Jimmy Kimmel, however,
Right.
really, really great for music discovery and translating people who are going to go watch the show and then go, like I can pull up numbers. Like Jimmy
Yeah.
Kimmel, you can look
It's
at,
like Seth Meyers, Jimmy Kimmel. What's the what's the late night shows where it's like I
it's like
think
all the like
Jimmy
you have
Fallon?
Fallon, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But everyone's like, oh, SNL. I'm like, yes, SNL is a great look. It's a great look,
Yeah.
but it is expensive, and you're not getting the return on that investment because TV costs
Hmm.
money too. So people want to do it for the optics and to check it off their list. But if you're really trying to meet new audiences, you'd be better off spending your money on a different TV show. And that's just at a really high level things that I have to deal with all the time because artists are like, I want to do SNL. I'm like, oh, it might not make sense to do SNL, and they're also very selective. And sometimes none of that makes sense, which is why there's platforms like Colors. That's why
Right.
and Colors has a really great brand. Obviously, they've been doing more well-known artists recently, but they have a really great discovery tool. They're now filming in New York, not just in Berlin or wherever the fuck they were shooting
Oh my
before.
gosh. That's a
Um,
game changer.
you know what I mean? Like Tiny Desk is obviously everyone loves Tiny Desk. Those live performance things, I think there are some platforms. It's always about what's new and hot. Those are tried and true ones. People like From the
Yeah.
Block. I think it's a little tired at this point. I love Cadillac Chronicles though.
Yeah.
Um,
I like the new stuff, like the On the Porch, the Cadillac Chronicles, From the Block and On the Radar is a little played to me, but
yeah,
that's why it's like there always has to be something new because
something new.
yeah, when they sell out and it's for everybody now, it's like, okay, this isn't fun anymore because I'm not discovering new artists. You
Yeah,
guys are just letting people pay you to be on here.
yeah.
So,
No, I love Colors. I think Colors is great. I've loved Colors for a long time. I would love if more art. They're also getting selective. They also do a lot of artists, but Colors is they're great partners. They're great partners. They're a little annoying, but they're great partners. Um, they really
so
invest. They really invest in the artist. Once you're with them, they are like
yeah.
hand holding you. They're like, what can we do
Yeah,
to
and
get
now they
this
even like
exposure?
released the special like live recording, the colors version. That's something new that I've seen them
Yep,
doing, which is
yep.
super dope. So I love that. I love a platform for the artists, helping them elevate.
Yeah,
Um,
SNL a over 10 years ago, exactly. The people who are on SNL you've already usually probably heard of.
yeah, yeah. Putting in the universe, I'll be their first drag queen on there. Come on now.
Hey.
Yes. Oh, Robin Fierce was on RuPaul's Drag Race, Nate.
Oh shit.
Yes. So, where do artists overcomplicate things?
Oh, at every stage. At every stage. And I get it. Like I get it because it's like it's your art and you're an
Yeah.
artist and I get it.
You're sensitive about your shit,
You're
as
sensitive
Erica
about your
Badu.
shit. Yes, and I get it and I respect it. But it's like at some point it's like I sometimes and I tell this artist I've told it to Boozy, I've told it to Lil Nas X, I've told it to many artists where it's like you're maybe overthinking this a little bit. Or this is why you have a team. Like you're the driver, right? I'm definitely the co-pilot, though. Again, I'm your boyfriend. So I'm the co-pilot. I have my own little set of steering wheels over here, and you're overcorrecting, and I'm trying to like, because it's like I want you to focus on the art. And you can have ideas on rollout, you can have ideas on timeline, you can have ideas on tentpole moments and activations and digital strategy. That's all great. You are an artist. I want you to focus on the creativity and the art, and then
The
let the
stuff that you
team.
can't do, that can only come from them. Yeah.
Yeah, and otherwise, and I've told this people too. I'm like, why am I here? No, for real. Why am I here? If you want to do it all, then you can do it all. But you have us here, so you need to trust. I feel like with
Hmm.
artists and their teams, the hardest part is when there's not trust. You have to trust the people you've put in place to do their job. So if you have a manager, let them manage. If you have a publicist, let them do publicity. Listen to our advice. You know what I mean? Like we're here to help guide, not here to make decisions for you. Everything gets run by you, right?
Hmm.
You're still the driver, but I feel like when artists get in their own way, it can happen at any stage. Sometimes they're caught up in edits for a video. They're caught up in the colors. They're caught up in the like they're caught
The
up like
smallest details.
I talk about. I mean, obviously Shabuzi because I do marketing for him, but we went through 23 mixes of a bar song
That's crazy.
just for him to go back
That's
to just for him to go back to version 17.
the fact that there was 17 versions. I'm sick.
And
I'm
I was like,
sick.
and I said, brother, they all sound the same.
They,
They all sound the same.
my
I know you're the artist, and I know
brother.
you hear the harmonies and you hear whatever. I don't have it. I don't have it. They all sound the same. They all sound the same.
Okay. A bar song would
And
have
we're
been
on
a bar
deadline. We're on
song.
deadline. We're on deadline. Please just turn it in.
And then you got to take down stuff, put new stuff up for the
It's
smallest little tweaks
and
that don't even
I will
matter.
say the hard part about these days, especially with the internet, a real thing that happens to almost every single artist that I've worked with, no matter how good they are about everything, is everything's instant these days. And so
Yeah.
you can put up a song, you can put up whatever, and especially being at an independent label, not a major label, we have less guardrails. So
Hmm.
if one of my artists today is like, "Hey," they texted me a track and there's like, "Can we get this up tomorrow?" We can get it up tomorrow. We can. Should we get it up
Yeah, but
tomorrow? Should we get it up
why?
tomorrow? Like,
Right.
what is the strategy? What's the thought process? There are some times when I just say, you know what? Cool, that's fine. Sometimes I do push back, but it's like the fact that they know that they can just do it, strategy be damned, is
Right.
often very frustrating.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give it, it's like I'm trying to put up some guardrails. Um, Yesterday in our meeting,
I'm trying to help you help yourself, homie. You over here killing it for yourself.
I mean,
Like,
I had a talk with a manager yesterday, not even an artist, and he was like, "Well, we're gonna get the music out in April." I said, "Brother, it's not gonna happen. Why not? It's January." I said, I know, but vinyl production takes 3 months. We want to come day and date with the music. So when you turn in the album's not coming out until 3 months afterwards. That's not every case. That's not every artist that we have. Like the artists
but it's
we
because
don't
they
do
had that in their rollout. They wanted vinyl. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly, and they
so,
wanted the vinyl. So I was like,
yeah.
we can't, and like we can put it out sooner, but then
Yeah.
it messes with it. Then you go back to numbers. It messes with the first week numbers and all these things that are important metrics for us to do, especially as a
Right.
label who's investing money in the product. It's like we want to just have like the biggest splash, the
Yeah.
flashiest, whatever.
You want
And
to have the physicals available for a reason. Physical sales
yeah,
of music count more
a
toward,
hundred
yeah,
percent. And
all of
so
that.
it's
Yeah.
like, and so I had the, and I wasn't even the artist. I was the manager I had a conversation with, and I was like, when he was
Whereas, like, brother, you supposed to be the business. What's going
that
on?
part. And he literally told me, he says, I don't give a shit about vinyls. And I said, I understand that, but
We
because
know. That's why you're here.
I understand that, but this is like a hard line, and this is like somewhere where I can't bend on this. The good thing
Yeah.
about being on an independent label is I can bend on a lot of things, and vinyl
Right.
is usually one of those things I can bend if we had not already started down this path with vinyl. I too could be like, vinyl can come later, or we'll do pre-orders. We'll even do drop ship. Like it costs a little bit more, but we can just do them as they're ordered, produce them. It costs more
Yeah.
again, but you can
It
do it.
costs more, and there's also no, like, we don't know when that person is going to get it.
100%. You can do it,
Like,
though. You can do it. I mean, it's not the way I would do it, but
six
there is
months
other. My
later,
point is
where
there are
did
other
it go?
options, but usually I would say an artist gets in their way because they just want the instant gratification or they want to do it right now. Um, or sometimes it's like we have a plan and
Hmm.
the artist was really excited about it, but now it's been a few months of planning and starting to roll out. Now they're not excited about it anymore because they've been living with the music for 6 months, maybe it's been a year,
Hmm.
and it's not out yet. And now they're like, ooh, like I don't like it anymore, or that's not where I'm at anymore. That happens too, and
Yeah.
that's real. Like I mean, it's frustrating, but it's real. It's like I can't tell you to be excited about something that happened 2 years ago.
Right, because this is a lot of work and you need to be locked in to do the work that it's going to take to promote this. And if you're not in it, baby, I'm out too. Like,
100%, 100%.
like,
And that's tough too, because it's like where does that leave us? If you're not excited anymore and you don't want to do it, like where do we pivot from here,
Right.
right? I don't want to. I never want to come in and become the driver and tell them what they should do, and then we're gonna drop it anyway. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to be
Yeah. This
respectful.
is your music. Like
This
that
is your
feels
music.
intrusive.
But there has to be a way to pivot, especially if we're mid rollout. It's like we have to find a way to pivot where everyone's happy. And of course, I want the artist to be happy at the end of the day, but that's the most important thing. But especially because I have business size, it's like there is a little bit of like I need to massage it a little bit and just see if there is something we can some agreement we can get to.
Yeah.
But I've been on the phone with artists and be like, you know what, like cool, we'll take it down, we'll cancel it, and then let's figure it out. Like on a call tomorrow, let's figure it out and make a new plan. And sometimes you take those L's.
Yeah.
But that's the nature of the business. Sometimes, it's the exciting thing about working in music and being an artist. It also is the thing that makes me sometimes wish I sold refrigerators. Because refrigerators don't have feelings.
Not sold refrigerators.
Frigidaire don't have feelings.
Okay, Frigidaire is not complaining about the rollout at all. Okay. Well, Nate, I have more questions, but I want to pause. Would you be open to taking questions from the community?
100%.
Okay, perfect. So,
I'm sorry, I'm reading to the chat too. It's just hard for me to like read and talk at the same time.
yeah, no, and that's not an expectation. You're totally fine. So I know Nisha and Rocky submitted some questions ahead of time, and you guys are both on the call. So Nisha, do you want to ask one of your questions first, and then Rocky, you go? Just for time reasons, I think each person should just get one question.
Sure, yes. Give me a second to pull up my question.
Oh, I have it if you need it.
What's what
So
you texted me, Jazz?
yeah, those are the ones that I sent to you.
Okay, I can pull it up too.
Yeah. So the first one was, from your perspective, what should an independent artist have clearly figured out before approaching a label or major partner? But I kind of feel like you
I
answered that.
feel like he answered that one too already. Yeah.
Yeah. And the second one
Maybe
was,
let's go to the second one. Yeah.
oh, do you have it up? Do you want to ask?
Okay, yeah, sure. Thank you so much for joining us. It's already been a great discussion, and I've been taking notes behind the scenes just to really make sure that I soak it all in. But my second question is, what singles to you that an artist is ready to build real momentum versus them just having a viral moment?
It's a great question. It is hard to see like to differentiate between like a viral moment and real growth. I think for me is and I'm not saying this is necessarily all correct, but I think for me a viral moment is based off of one thing. But I can see the trajectory on something, right? So you can look on Spotify backend, you can look at all these, metrics about shares and creates and all these sort of things. I think when there's a moment, it's beyond that one thing, that one video, that one song. When there's maybe another release, a follow-up release, or a follow-up video that kind of continues that same trend. I think that's where you can start seeing, okay, it wasn't just a one-off. People are actually interested in what I'm doing holistically, and it's not just tied to this one thing. Um, and all sorts of things can signal that it can be, you can see like, okay, cool, over the last month we've gotten 15,000 extra listeners or plays or whatever. Okay, we release something else. Is that still the same trajectory? Is it still going up, or is it going down because it's only tied to this one piece of content or this one song? I think that's where you can start to put the pieces together. But I think you only really know, in my opinion, in my field, is when you have other things to contextualize. So when you start putting out other things, you have other pieces of content. Are they going back to old content and looking at it? You can start seeing like, oh, cool, like old catalog is being picked up because this is having a moment now. So now I can, but if it's just the one thing, you can kind of be like, oh, it's just a viral moment, just the one piece of content, the one video. But when you are able to see like older contents being picked up and starting to rise, that's when I think numbers are really important because they're informative. They're informing decisions that we're making. They're informing the whole picture. At least in my field, like that's when I really appreciate the numbers the most because it tells a bigger story about what is happening with you as an artist. I don't The day-to-day likes and stuff is not I should care about it. I don't because that's transactional, that's a one-off, so that doesn't really tell you a whole picture of what's going on with the art and the career. If that makes any sense.
No, it does. It makes absolute sense. It's essentially looking at the artist from a holistic perspective rather just certain.
100%. 100%.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thanks for the question.
Thanks for keeping it real. I love the I should care about that, but I don't because
There's so many things I don't care.
but that's the thing. They need to hear that because a lot of times they are just doing stuff to get the attention of partners, right? And
Yep.
so they think that these things matter. And I'm like, baby, that
Yeah,
don't matter, you
yeah,
know?
facts, big
So,
facts.
yes, friend, I'm loving it. Okay, Rocky, you are next. You go ahead and pick the question you would like to ask Nate.
Oh, exactly. So yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, I'm reading these comments still.
Hi, I'm Rocky. Thank you for having this conversation with us during Grammy Week. I know you're about to be like crazy, so I really appreciate you talking to
Yeah,
us.
no, of course. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, I'm trying to decide which one is the best one to ask. Okay, I'm gonna just pick one. Okay, what was it like working on the homecoming marketing rollout, and what are some memorable moments from leading that campaign?
Oh my gosh, the homecoming one. Wow. That was really special. It was different. Working with Parkwood is interesting.
Yeah, I know. My friend works for them, and
Okay, yeah, working with Parkwood is interesting. They're wonderful people. Um, because everything's so secretive, it is kind of hard to do anything. It's like, can we announce the date? Can we do anything? Can we? It's like, nope, nope, nope. We can't do none of that. Nope. Toss your marketing ideas in the trash because we're not doing them. So I think for me the coolest part and what ended up happening was and you might remember seeing these around, but there were the billboards that went up that just said homecoming on it
yeah,
in the signature font, and everyone's like, cool, like we know it's Beyonce, it's a date, it's a title, you don't necessarily know what it is, but you know what it is. And like that was cool, and I think that really rewired my brain into like what's possible in terms of marketing, like letting your audience do a little bit of the work. Like it doesn't always. It reminds me of like when Jay-Z did the 444 buses. Didn't have his name on it or anything. They were just like those ugly tan buses with 444 printed on it, and it's like figure out what it is. I think it's really goes against what I've been taught as a marketer, right? It's like letting your audience do a little bit of the work, letting them in a little bit on the fan theories and letting it bubble a little bit, right? And then giving them some. So I think that was really, really cool and special. And then of course there was a at Coachella the following year, there was a homecoming like pop-up stage. She wasn't there, obviously, but it was like a homage to the year before as part of the rollout as well. So those are the two things where it's like, cool, we got to collaborate on some things that I wanted to do, we wanted to do, they wanted to do, and kind of made a happy medium. But they're tough because they are secretive.
yeah.
It was like I remember the music. I mean, like the music was turned in, but we couldn't upload it because they didn't want. It's like no leaks and all these things, and it's just like a whole. It's a whole thing. There was a partner playback at Netflix in Hollywood that was like super. It was like super exclusive for just a few journalists in the team. And that was pretty cool, but it's like a lot of the Beyonce stuff in Parkwood, in my experience, or even what I observe now, tends to be a little bit smaller like they're not going for the big fish because the big fish are going to come, and so she's more interested in those really small curated moments, which can still be really special. It makes people who work at Rolling Stone feel really special. It does make people feel special. There's less of a connection with the audience, but again, I think the art stands for itself, and so the audience doesn't tend to care about not being invited to these things, or they just know Beyonce is kind of like
Away.
two arms lengths away.
Yeah. Do you think that allowing the audience to work for information is beneficial for independent artists though? Like, do you think creating
For an artist, for sure, I think it's about how much do you give. Like I actually really love engaging in art where I have to maybe think or work a little bit for it. I think that it's a fun thing for me to play guessing games and look on Twitter and look on Reddit and be like, what are people talking about? Like that's really fun for me, but not too much where I'm confused and what the hell is going on. I think at any level you can do it. I just think you have to understand who your audience is and know how much to give. So are you teasing? You can tease something on your record. So it's like it's so much as like you maybe do an Instagram live and you're playing a song in the instrumental in the background, and then next time you're doing something else and they're like, oh, I heard this before. I heard this before. Like those are small little teasers and tricks you can do where you're taking your audience along the ride, and then maybe you're teasing lyrics or whatever, and I guess it just comes down to knowing your audience and how much you can make them work, especially if you don't have a huge budget.
And if you don't have an audience, then don't do that yet. People
Correct.
people have
Correct.
to discover you
Correct.
and like
Yes.
care
Correct.
enough to even be interested, before. So, yes, just wanted to jump in and say that.
Yeah,
Thank
100. I definitely agree with that as well.
All right. Okay, who's next? Questions? Raise your hand in the chat. I can't see y'all.
I had a question to piggyback off of that. If you're taking questions from the gallery,
We are, yes.
so talking about getting fans to care and having them feel invested, I realized something a couple weeks ago thinking about this. I have never been like, there are artists that I love, but I am not a fan of like anybody. Like I've never been a person who's like, oh, I know their birthday and I know their favorite food and I like follow all and I have all of their albums and I have like I've never been that kind of fan. For me, it's always about the music. It's always about the song. So I found myself sitting here thinking some days it's like, well, how do I tap into people who do give a shit or will? How do I think like how do you get if I don't know. How do we get there? Is that I don't know if that helps.
Question, what was your question?
Like, what kinds of things can somebody at our level do to pique that interest, to pique that kind of curiosity, to make people think this is somebody that I might be wanting to more interested? What kind of knowledge do people crave? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I not to say you have to know people's birthdays and things like that, but I think it does start with the music, right? Like you can't get to a place where you can play these games with your audience without it starting with the music. People who love Michael, it started with the music. It wasn't just like, oh, I care about his personal life or whatever. Same with Beyonce, Taylor Swift, whoever, Drake, right? So it starts with the music. I think we're in the information age, right? So you have everything at your fingertips to know like what are people commenting? If they're not commenting, what are the pieces of content and music that they're interacting with the most? What's streaming the most? What pieces of content are you start there. Again, you can start doing these series that Jazzmyne talked about earlier. These series are a repetition, like, okay, this worked before, I can do it again, because they liked that. I can do that again. I can do something similar, different but similar to keep them in so that it's like, oh, cool, they can come from me for this kind of thing. I enjoy this kind of thing. Then once it's more consistent, you can again, you use numbers to inform what you're doing, so not inform where you're going. And so now that you have numbers, you can say, okay, cool, this is doing this is doing this, and I have a steady sort of ebb and flow, and then from there you can start teasing things out, or maybe you're dropping something on your stories with no context. Maybe it's just a song, there's no name, there's no whatever. That way it's like, ooh, like what's she gonna do next? When is this gonna happen? Or she gave a date, but like, is it a video, is it a song, is it just like, what is it? I think those are small things you can do once you've established like a consistent audience. But again, like Jazzmyne said, you have to like get there. But it all starts with the music and what you're doing as an artist first. And yeah, then maybe it gets to the point where people are like, oh, when's the birthday and all these things, but it doesn't have to go there either. I would, I just think it becomes part of the lore, I think Jazz said.
Music is the hook, but your world is what reels them in. But yeah, it all starts with the music always. And even knowing your superpower, like Nate said, when he was working with that baby band that had like 1,500 followers, he was like, their superpower is their live performance, which is what led to them having a live performance series, right? Amy, you have a guitar, like you are able to do like acoustic performances. You also kind of have like a powerhouse vocal. You know what I'm saying? If those do well for you when you're live, are you ever repurposing that, right? But you also have like a very goofy, rebellious personality. So showing that as opposed, because like I feel like a lot of your content is you doing like you explaining things. And it's like people don't need to the explanation. They want to feel what you're feeling, right? So learning how to get people to feel what you're feeling in a clear and concise way, it relating back to the music, like that's how you start to build the world.
Thank you. Yeah, I do over explain.
It's common. It's because you want to be understood. Okay, Soulful, you're next.
Thank you, thank you. So my question is piggybacking off what you said earlier, like SNL versus Colors versus Jimmy Kimmel versus these different shows that, independent artists or assigned artists, producers pop. What can we listen to or read up on or articles or influence? Like, where do we find this type of news outside of like keeping our ear to the streets? I like to like research and like I like data. So as far
Yeah.
as finding out what's working, where do we go to find that? On social media or Reddit or where?
Yeah, I mean, I think Reddit is fantastic. I use Reddit a lot. Those subthreads are incredible. There's things that I learn every single day that I did not know exist. And I'm a newer Reddit user as well. I've become obsessed since discovering it. I was like, where have I been this whole time? Um, in terms of like podcasts, I really like the New York Times podcast. I don't know if you listen to that. They don't always dive into different platforms and things like that, but they do talk about trends. They do talk about interesting things that are happening in music. They talk about all sorts of things, I think, and it's not that long. So I like that podcast a lot. Um, and then honestly, like I'm trying to think of other ones, but usually it's like word of mouth. So usually it's like I see something or a friend has been like, "Oh, you should check out this." That's how I found out about Cadillac Chronicles. I had no idea that was even a thing. And then a friend a few months ago was like, "Oh, you got to see this," and sent it to me. And I go, "This is incredible." I would have never known had they not sent it to me
Mhm.
and told me about it. And I hadn't seen that anywhere online. Like it just didn't cross my curated feed, and so I literally would have never known about it. Even working in music every day at the label, we haven't had a single artist do it. And I was like, why haven't we're doing from the block all the time, and we're doing whatever on the radar all the time. We need to be doing these other platforms. Like what? We can get to Atlanta or wherever they shoot. Like we can get there. Um, and yeah, I think it's just word of mouth. I think it's talking to your friends and stuff because you might not see, there's so much stuff out there that you just might not know or see about. And then again, like I'd say the podcast, I tend to follow like the bigger blogs, so like Complex, Pigs and Planes, things like that. It is a lot of like release stuff, but sometimes there's some gems in there about maybe something you haven't seen. Um,
You say pigs and yeah, that's a new one.
Pigeons. Pigeons.
Pigs and-
it's pigeons and planes. It's pigeons and planes. Um, I think Felicia used to call it pigs and planes. I just called it pigs and planes.
Wow. Felicia. Oh my God.
Sorry, Felicia's my first boss when I was working in publicity.
Yes, look her up. Felicia Richard, Purple. Is that still her agency? The Purple agency?
Purple Agency, Felicia, Phylic. It's like Felicia Rashad, basically. She's now head of experiential marketing or something at Amazon Music. I forget her real title. I think they just made it up for her.
Everybody's just getting fired and rehired at new company. Like
Yeah,
it's
so she works at Amazon Music.
everybody's
She's
just talking
incredible.
people
She's
around.
no longer a publicist either, but she was Prince's label publicist. When I was with her, we did Jason Derulo, BB Rexa, Lil Pump. Uh, we did all the PR for OVO. So she's a wealth of knowledge, and that's how I got my start in the business. But yeah, I would start maybe some of those bigger blogs for sure. Um, Consequence of Sound is a good one. Her name is Fant, last name Fant, Fant. She'll pop right up.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to think of other places I get where I see a lot of things. I
And
can try
these
and curate a list and send it to Jazz as well. Of other, I just can't think off the top of my head on the spot. I can find that article I talked about, and then I can also try and get some of those other resources to send over too. Because I mean, there's just so much out there. But that's a good question.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for your time. Appreciate you.
love it. Well, Nate, do you have to jump? I don't know if anybody has any more questions, but
I got another question if anyone has another question, but then I got to jump in like a few minutes for sure.
Okay, Rocky put her hand up, so I guess it's not, no one else. Go ahead, girl. You can ask another one.
Okay. Okay. Wait, let me go back to my list. Okay. Um, I guess you kind of, I wanted to get, do you have any more advice about, what advice would you have to give independent artists on creating meaningful moments and buzz around releases with a limited budget? And I know you were saying about your band that has a really strong live performance. I feel like I have a strong live performance, but I don't like what advice did you have around that?
Or
Yeah,
where
can
do
you?
you think limited budgets are best invested? That's the rest of your question, and I think it's a really good question, so I wanted to keep that in there.
Yeah, so I think creating buzz around the release, it can be a few different ways. Obviously, people like to tease things. I think putting the sound out there, getting your audience familiar with it before release can be really strong tactics. So obviously, like putting the song up on TikTok or Instagram sounds before release can be a really great way. I think if like you said, you have a really strong live performance. I think anything around that. I think performing the song live, like again, I've been watching Ray do live music for the last 6 months without releasing any of it. I think that can be a really strong way. It's like, cool. If they want to hear the music, they got to come to you. If they want to hear your music, they gotta come to your page. And then, after a while, then you drop the song and it's like, cool, I've been hearing this song live for a long time, but what other aspects are production elements that are in the recorded version aren't in the live version, or vice versa? Can be really different and exciting. And then as far as just like stretching a budget, like you really don't need much budget to make things look nice. With CapCut and this iPhone, I'm telling you, you can do
Okay.
and a tripod, you can really do a lot of things. You can do a lot of things through the power of CapCut, iPhone, and ChatGPT. You can do a lot of
Boom. Throw Canva in there for good measure.
and
Sprinkle
Canva. You
it
can
in.
do it. There's so many tools to make things look polished and not sloppy and not raggedy and thrown together. Um, I think if you do have budget, I would use budget for an ad spend on Facebook specifically. Um, well, Meta, they just have the strongest in my experience.
Strongest ROI.
Yeah, strongest ROI for the ad spend. You don't need much. Um, and it's Meta. I think you have to have a Facebook account to make it work, but you basically run it and then you can do it through Instagram. Um, but definitely the strongest ROI. You don't need much, and that'll just help whatever you're doing. And you can do a little spend and just see what it does. Put $5 on it and see what $5 does for you, right? And if it's working, you can put another five. If it's not working, take it off. You know what I mean? It's really, really easy. Um, and then outside of that, I would just, I would probably outside of that, I would probably just save money to use for maybe higher quality content. But again, you don't need that much. Or save it up enough money to like start building out a team. You know what I mean? Like that's that's where I would start putting my funds ahead of anything else. I think you don't need that much. You don't need to go crazy on the budgets. But you also don't want to start spending money on like a team before you're prepared to get to that stage as well. It might just not make sense for you, or maybe it does. I don't know. But
Hire me. I'll be your first team
there
member.
you go. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. Robin has a hand up, but Nate, I know you said you wanted, I know you said that was gonna be the last
I'll
question.
do I'll do one more and then I'll go. I'll go.
Okay, one more.
Sorry, I did not hear that that was the last
It's
question.
all good. No, it's
Part.
all good.
I appreciate you being here as well. Oftentimes I go back and forth with Jazz about like figuring out my narrative as an artist. In your experience with Shabuzi, when he was like, I don't feel like a country artist, and you kind of repackaged. Um, how do I phrase this question? I guess in your experience, how do you navigate as an artist when you're still trying to figure out um, who you are, quote unquote?
I think we have to, and I say this as a non-artist, but it is my job to help you package something like that, right? Like put new wrapping paper on it. I think, and Beyonce said this, like what even is genre, right? So you don't necessarily need to think of yourself as a certain type of artist, right? So I think you go from thinking like, oh, I'm an R&B artist or I'm a singer-songwriter, or and you can think that if you want to, and that's totally fine and valid, but I think oftentimes it can be a trap when you're just a performing artist or you're a live music artist or whatever it is. You don't necessarily need to, because I feel like that's when it gets hard. It's like you're like, oh, I don't really fit in this box, but I don't really feel like this, and it's like, honestly, what's that even supposed to feel like? What is it supposed to feel like? I can't tell you. Like it's people tell me like they're like, oh, you're a music executive, and I'm like, well, what's that feel like? No, dead ass. 'Cause it feels the same. I mean, it feels a little bit different, I guess, but I've been doing this for so long that it doesn't feel, I didn't get a new title and I'm like, oh, I feel like an executive now. It's like I'm kind of just still me. Uh,
Right.
in new wrapping paper, dead ass. And so I kind of don't get so trapped in feeling like you need to feel a certain way or fill a certain box. It just those boxes exist, but they don't need to
They
inform.
don't define you. They
Yeah,
help you
exactly.
like they just help you, you know? And that's the thing is that you don't have to have it all figured out. Sometimes you figure out who you are in the midst of rolling out the project, right? Like
100%.
and for me, like I started off like I just knew I'm an artist manager and I like helping artists roll their shit out. And so I started helping artists, right? And then it turned into, okay, now I want to help artists grow fan base or do this specifically, right? So sometimes you just have to take the leap of faith and you'll figure out like, okay, I'm this kind of artist because I like this kind of art and this audience makes me feel good. But don't expect to have it all figured out before. You know, some of it
100%.
happens in real time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ditto, ditto, ditto.
Thank you.
No, thank you
You're
for the question. Great
welcome.
question.
Well, alrighty, guys. If we don't walk away with this learning nothing, just know that January was about finding. It's not about fixing. Clarity compounds, okay? So do the things because it just becomes more and more clear the more and more that you do. And you don't need to be louder, you just need to be clearer to find the people that you make music for and build a fan base. Because if you can perform, you can be a professional music artist for the rest of your life, right? So
100%. 100%.
yes. Well, thank you so much. The replay will be up soon. Nate, let me know if you want little clips for I mean, I know you don't care about your socials, but I can
You know, you're down. I barely posting that thing.
I know you're too busy living life to talk about it. Um,
But we'll talk. Obviously, we'll talk. I'll get that article out to everyone. I'm gonna find it this afternoon. And
yeah, and then just that
just
list of like
yeah,
how you keep your ear to the streets, and I'll share that with them.
for sure. I will definitely get it today.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you guys all so much. Until next time, stay tuned with Jazz. Bye, everyone.
Everybody.
Thank y'all. See you later.
Bye.
Thank you.